there, you're welcome to the chat room. My name is Ogali Mafuru, and right here I have
Chekubi Isaac.
And Stanley Affair.
You know what? I'm so excited today. How do you feel?
Well, I'm so super excited. I can't wait to get the show started.
What about
It's
you?
going to be spicy and hot right here.
All right, talking about being spicy today on the program, we're doing a topic titled, Can a Woman Propose to a Man? Quite a controversial one, right? So what do you think?
Well, for me, I don't really see anything too, out of place. Change is the only thing that is constant in life. So, if a woman decides to propose to a man, I really don't see anything wrong with it.
Now, do you think that change is acceptable?
Proverbs 18:22
Please,
says, "He who finds a wife finds a good thing, not a woman finding a man. A man finding a woman."
And what if you want trying to say, "Here I am, find me"?
Yeah, you know what? I feel that is the man's responsibility to see a woman and say, "That's my woman," and actually go for her. That's what I feel.
A woman should be pursued. A woman should be. I don't know how a
go
woman
after
would
her.
feel going after a man.
Wait,
She's actually going to look so cheap. So I see it. So many women complain out there that, why would I be going after him just like that? But I feel it's proper for a man to go after a woman. It gives her honor, not necessarily conquering her per se as a human being, but at least her heart. Every woman wants their hearts to be pleased by a man, to look good by a man. I think it's so much in place for a man to say, "Hey, I love you, I'm going after you." It puts self-pride in that woman.
Yeah, so
What
let me
happens
hear
if
from
you've
you.
been with a guy for like 3, 4, 5 years and you've been waiting for the man to propose and nothing's happening?
Obviously, that
Let
man
him
isn't meant
go.
for
He's
you to
not
start
ready.
with.
Come on.
Any man
But
that
do you
wants
know
a
that in
future,
other part of the world,
ready.
like let's say in India, where the woman actually get married to a man, because even in our country now, in Africa per se, you find out that whenever a man and a woman wants to get married, they tell you Joanna weds Joshua. So it's actually the woman that's actually getting married to the man.
I don't know how anyone would feel in this modern day and age. You talked about India and some other, advanced country. How, as a man, personally speaking, how I would feel for a woman to actually come and pay my groom price, which is what they do in India.
Yeah,
I literally
exactly.
will have there will be no say in the house. I can't control, not necessarily
been
control,
like
but
that for a very
I can't
long
make a
time. That's a
decision
tradition.
in
Do
the
you
house
understand?
without me thinking
All
that,
right,
hey,
let's-
at one point in time, it's the woman that actually did everything possible for me to go close to her. In fact, when there are problems in the house, I always get to tell you, after all, you forced me to get married to you. It didn't come genuinely from my heart, because you approached me. You wanted me
Mr.
to
Stanley, I
yourself.
think we're in a world where everything has changed. Times have changed. Like I believe you're hearing things like women empowerment,
Sure.
feminism here and
Sure.
there. You can do that, a man and all of that. I think women are beginning to take bolder steps in doing stuff.
But I think there are
If
certain
you know what
changes
you
that
want, go
should
and
be
get it.
acceptable.
You shouldn't be
Certain
afraid of
changes, not
getting
all
it.
Yes,
changes.
not all changes
I
should be acceptable.
totally
Negative changes
disagree
should definitely
with
not
this.
be
Yes,
acceptable.
it is natural that you're going out with a guy for a very long period of time and he's not making
It's
a move.
frustrating,
But I
do you
think
understand?
the best way, probably sit him down. Talk to him. Hey, bro,
Where is this
what's
heading?
happening? Where is this heading? And if you're reading in between the lines and you're seeing it's not heading anywhere, there is no need for
Continue
you.
that
It's so
relationship.
funny though. I saw that video on the YouTube channel where I saw a lady literally proposing to the guy. And the worst part about that video was that he said no.
No.
Now imagine
Which means it's been fooling
Imagine
around
that.
Exactly.
all these years.
Of which the woman at the end of the day has made a fool out of herself, even taking that step to start with
Oh,
proposing
I think
to
she's
the
brave.
man.
I think she's
Yes.
brave to do that.
No, I think that's
you call
foolish.
it bravery, but I don't
I
feel
I
she's
think
brave
that's
to do
foolish.
that.
That's foolish, extremely foolish. Now, let's take a cue now from the Bible, teachings. Now, the Bible says that a man looks for a woman, he finds her. And when the man finds her, he finds a good thing and obtains favor from the Lord. So I feel it is God's own way of saying, man, you have to look
It's so
for your
ridiculous
wife.
that Nigerians can be so
You have
religious
to
about
look
it.
for the woman.
Do you
You have to
understand?
chase the woman and go after her. Do you get that?
That's
So
what
I
I'm
think that
saying.
even if the world today is deviating from the laid down, standard that God has,
Principles,
the
yes.
principles for marriage, I feel that doesn't make it right. The fact that so many people are doing it today, that doesn't make
Hello,
it
Miss
right.
Ogali. Before you knew about what the Bible says and all of that, we had traditions, way of life of doing things before the Western culture and all of that brought in religion and all of that. Do you understand? So would you say that most of the traditional practices that we were used to before, would you rule all them out?
Centering it on a woman going to a man. Imagine a woman taking her father, her mother, everyone coming to my home, and I'm sitting at home and she's telling me this is the man I want to get married to. In every and all ways, I feel it is demeaning. And tradition has never ever gone for
you
a
know what,
woman
let's look at it this
going
way.
to a
Making
man.
the first
Let's look at
move
it
for
this
the
way.
man.
A lot of things happens for a reason. Do you understand? It could be out of frustration. It could be
And now we're saying women don't get so
determination.
frustrated that you
A lot
have
of-
to
a lot of
propose
things,
to a
but
man.
I don't see any
Yeah.
reason why we should, criticize, or why we should, crucify a woman who eventually,
Does it?
do you understand? That's my point
I
of
for
view.
one, I'm not criticizing a woman saying she's deeply in love with a man and this is the man she wants to spend the rest of her life with. What I criticize is the fact that at the end of the day, the end product of every relationship is expected to be marriage. But she going ahead of herself and say, hey, I must marry you.
But funny enough,
it's by
do
force.
you know it's
I
been
mean,
on a low key. It's been
come
on,
on.
but probably on a low key.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a
Yes.
new advent. I think it's
Yes.
been on. I've seen a lot of successful marriages that have lasted ages. That
That came
apparently
from
it's
that.
the woman that actually
That
made the
proposed
first
it.
move. Do you
Well,
understand? So
yeah.
it's not a new thing in the first place. So
Well, I
let's
still
not
stand
start
against
acting-
a woman proposing to a man in every and all ways.
If that happens to me eventually in life, I'm not really going to freak out. Do you understand? But
Would
No,
you
the woman
accept
actually
it?
come
Would you
proposing
accept
to you.
it?
Are you serious?
wait,
Would you accept it?
Wait, let me tell you something. If I'm in love with her,
Yes.
fine. I'm
You
not
would
gonna make
accept it.
Even if I'm not, if I'm not in love with her, I'm not going to make like a fool of her
She
in
kneels
public.
down before you in
understand?
public.
I won't do that. I won't just. On no account will I make her feel so terrible in public.
But the question now is, would you accept that proposal in
Yes,
public?
yes.
You
Now,
would say yes.
You know something that will not really get in here now is this. The issue of marriage is very, very sensitive to a man.
Okay.
You get a man has to think it through before he makes the decision that this is the woman I want to spend the rest of my life with. So it's a very serious
In all the
issue.
cases I've seen,
You get
it's-
so for him.
See, in all the cases I've seen so
Yes.
far, I don't think it's happened like within a period of 2-3 months. Do you understand? For a woman to actually look into her life and just say, okay, to what end is this relationship taking me to? I've been in this relationship for like 2, 3, 4, 5 years, and it's frustrating. Keeps telling me he loves me and all of that, yet he doesn't
Then you
want to
go
give me the
ask
ring. And
him.
As a man, I feel
Ask him. Ask him.
As a
What's
man,
that? Ask him.
I would definitely pride myself in saying that I love this woman. I made move towards her.
All right,
it worked out. I got
we'll
married
go
to her.
on a short break. More will be coming after this break.
e no get how nail long reach, e must get full stop. Na jolly jolly na im be the ogbonge doctor for we world.
Welcome back. We've been discussing a very, very controversial issue right here at the chat room. It is, can a woman propose to a man? And we've been really, really heated up right here,
It's
right?
been more than heated. I mean, it's been so much. And like I was saying before we went on that short break, the truth of the matter is, as a man, I would definitely want to pride myself in being that I made moves towards ensuring that the woman that I call my woman today, my wife today, I was the one who orchestrated that. And it's not necessarily me owning her. It's me taking bold steps to seeing that her heart is mine. And there's no two ways about it. She would also love me for that too.
Exactly.
Okay, if you are in a relationship with a woman, at what point will you say, okay, I'm ready to get to the next level?
It is the
That's
decision
it's
of the
left
man.
for the both of them. It's left for the man himself.
man
And
too.
if the man isn't taking that step, if he's not doing it as a woman, you should read in between the lines and tell yourself, I don't think this man wants anything out of this whole relationship. That is what I feel.
Yeah, exactly.
And keep moving on and on.
No, you don't move on. There are subtle ways for a woman to actually ask her man, where is this relationship going to? Because for my Christian background, I understand that to initiate a relationship, you have to
You know, she talks about Christianity, and Shakes is always like, you cannot take away God from marriage. I mean, and this is how it's
I'm
supposed
not
to be.
disputing the fact. Do you understand? But I'm just saying that it takes a brave woman to actually say to herself, "I love this man. This is the kind of man I want for myself. And why don't I give it a try?" Do you understand? So
All right,
I don't
all
think
right,
they
all
should be
right, all right,
criticized for
all
it. I
right.
don't think they should
Yeah.
be like condemned for it. That's
Okay,
my point.
now you know what? We have a
Yeah.
wonderful guest in the house today. She's a wonderful woman, an educationist, a very, very intelligent woman, and really, really beautiful too. Right now, she will be giving us the conclusive part of the discussion today, if a woman can actually propose to her man. How are you doing?